What's up, Matt? How you doing? Who else is here? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Anyone else here? I am hot today, man. I'm so hot, especially with these lights on. You see me wiping my brow, you know why. Quite hot today. Just came back from a cycle. But you guys don't want to hear about that anyway. You want to hear about some trades. Who else is on the live today, guys? Who else is on the live? Say hi in the chat. Let me get the chat out, actually, while we're here. Ewan, the usuals, Matt, Ewan. What's up, guys? Let me change this to the normal settings that I normally have. What's up, Ewan? Up to my settings. What's going on? All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's get this show on the road. I'm gonna X that. I'm gonna X that. I'm gonna X that for now. I'm gonna put that here. What do you think of Platinum? Dean, straight off the bat, what do you think of Platinum? What's up, guys? Hello, how are you? How's the weather? What do you think about Platinum? Straight up. All right, okay, cool. Let me get started. Enough wasting time. Hi guys, it's Any, aka the Noctrader, your friendly neighbor swing trader, back again with another video. Another week, another live stream. 8 o'clock. Sorry, I was a bit late this week. Went cycling, came back a bit late. That's my excuse anyway. So let's get started. Let me not waste any more time. So I'm gonna first do what I do every week now and just look at the market from like a macro level. Macro, what's up? October Nights, what's up? Let's look at the market from a macro level. So I like to use FinViz, as you guys know. Let's look at the futures. Let's see what the heat map is saying. Overall heat map, Dow Jones is pretty much level on the week. S&P 500's up slightly. Nasdaq's up slightly, 1%. Russell Group, yeah, whatever. Then look at that. DAX is up 0.65. It's quite negligible changes. It's gone down, come up, but it's pretty much ended flat on the week, pretty much for most indices. And the VIX is at 26.4. It's down 6%, which means that the market's probably going to carry on going up if it continues in that fashion of going down. As we all know, the VIX index is inversely correlated to the equities market. So that's what it's looking like on a macro level. Platinum, yeah, you asked about platinum. Platinum's up 1.72 on the week. Gold, silver, and platinum is all up actually. I'm actually going to talk about gold a little bit later. Yeah, taking the dogs out with the kids. Oh, nice one. Yeah, man, just got to get outside now, man. I missed it. I miss being cooped up. Don't miss being cooped up. So every chance I get, I'm going outside now. Man, I'm sweaty. All right, so next one, we're moving on to the AII investor sentiment survey. This is a weekly survey that the American Associations of Individual Investors do, and with this survey it just gives you a snapshot of the weekly sentiment for retail investors in the States. And as we all know, retail investors are called dumb money because they lose a lot of the time. That's why you always see on these broker sites 90% of traders lose their money, blah blah blah. So this, I like to use this as a bit of like an inverse correlation. So if most of these guys are bearish, which they are, they're bearish now, and this is an increase of 2.7% from last week, that means I'm bullish. Obviously it's not exact science, but I like to use it as a gauge of and then there's another one, the IG client sentiment, and it's the exact same thing. Daily FX pulled data from IG, and it gives a little snapshot of like weekly and daily sentiment. Obviously there's not much information here right now, but the weekly sentiment on some of the major forex pairs and indices. So like the DAX is bullish on the week. Let's daily. The information is a bit better once the market's open, but I like to look at these just for a little bit of information. All right, so enough of that. Actually, one last thing. Now to look at the forex calendar. Fed is still pumping, and second wave isn't here yet. Exactly. Yeah, Fed's still pumping, and if the whole information around Texas and California going on lockdown wasn't enough to make the markets go down, then I don't know what is, because it slowly came down midweek and then it recovered back up. And if that's not going to do it, I don't know what is. So for the next week, what's the major economic news that we need to watch out for? My computer is slow. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Matt. Fed, keep pumping that money. All right, so I'm just gonna forget about these. I'm just gonna go for the highs because there's a lot of information here. The highs of next week. Is this week? Yeah, this is next week. Sorry. Highs of next week. So Japan have their consumer price index information coming out on at 12:30 tonight. Then you got some UK information on retail sales. Jobless claims for the UK is on Wednesday as well, and some more UK and US stuff. You got UK retail data, single family home sales. Yeah. So this is the information. Not too many wildly important things going on this week in terms of reporting and economic data. So it should be a good week. Let's get onto the charts now, guys. Let's get onto the charts. Brass tacks. Whatever. I'm going to give a little recap of some of the predictions I made last week on last week's live stream. If you want to check that out, it's on my channel in the live stream section. So last week I said for the DAX, what did I say for the DAX is going to happen? I said for the DAX that so last week was, where was it? Last week was the 12th, and I said DAX was going to break out of here, I think. What did I say was going to happen? I can't remember what I said was going to happen. I think I said it was going to break out to the upside, and that's exactly what this yellow line did, exactly what I said it would do. But once again, I didn't take advantage of it the way I should have. Forex Factory is pretty good if you're getting more into Forex. People should show in their ideas, and it's good for news and calendars. All right, nice one. I'm going to check that out. Forex Factory. Cheers, Ewan. I'll look into that. So yeah, I thought it was going to go up. What I've noticed on the DAX as well is that there's these black parallel lines that are being respected. So I drew these lines here, and look at it. It's bounced off of this line to climb up. I believe that DAX is still going to be bullish. That doesn't necessarily mean there's not going to be any pullbacks. As I said, it's bullish here, but there's still a pullback here. So you still need to respect any pullbacks that might happen. So yeah, I'm still bullish on the DAX. I still think it's going to... I think eventually it's going to retest the all-time high. That's what I think is going to happen. Eventually, anyway. So all-time high is about just shy of 14,000. I think it's going to do that eventually. So that's my verdict. I think once it does that, it will just start selling off because people will take their profits. I think, yeah, the market's overpriced now. Here's the time to liquidate and just see my profits, liquidate my profits into actual capital. So that's my theory long term. But short term, yeah, I still think DAX is going to climb. I think just because it climbs doesn't mean it's going to retrace. It might retrace and carry on climbing. So expect anything from something like... This is all speculation, by the way. This is not a strong conviction as some of my other convictions, but it will just carry on climbing, or it may retrace back down to one of these levels and then climb, because at least these levels have been respected before. So why not again? Did it here once, came up, news of lockdown in America, bang, came back up again the rest of the week. So maybe there might be some information that will force it to sell off here, and it will get support at this line before it starts climbing again. Theory. Or it could just carry on climbing. Who knows? But yeah, these lines are drawn, and we'll find out later. Now, next one was Euro JPY. Now, this was the one that actually did not pan out how I thought it would. Out of all the ones I did, this one did not pan out how I thought it was. All the other ones did, actually, to be fair, but this one didn't. And fair enough, these things happen. Initially, I thought it was just going to retest this level and then sell off. That's why I drew that here. Did not happen. It broke through and actually just climbed. Once it broke through, sold off again, and I thought at least at this level it's going to sell off. Did not do that. Carried on climbing. So at that point, I was just like, I don't know what's going on, so I'm just going to leave it. Yeah, so I did think it was going to, once this hit here, it was going to sell off and like start selling off. So I did take a short here, and I actually did make a little bit of money off this short here, but then it did break this line, and once it broke this line, I was like, it's a break apart and get out, abort mission. So yeah, didn't pan out, but it's one of those things. and this was the one I gave as my pick of the week, so it was kind of embarrassing when it didn't come out, but all the other ones did. So Euro GBP, this one was a screamer. I was kind of annoyed. Do you know why? Because I actually took the long, and I exited around here, and then it carried on. Like, I could have tripled whatever I made, but what I thought was going to happen was, so I was right. I took the long actually at an optimal time. I think I took a long around here, and then I just saw it climb, break this support. Didn't even test it. I thought it was gonna hit it and come back down. Didn't test it, or just broke through it. And once it started climbing, my theory was that it was just gonna do what it normally does and retest this line before climbing. So I actually exited here thinking I was being clever, because I thought I was waiting for a pullback and then I would have entered again. Didn't happen. So I just left it, because I was like, I just kept seeing it rise, and I was just so upset. But a little bit of profit's better than a loss. So yeah, what could have been. So I don't know if I'm going to try and be too clever next time and try and catch it, sell out, and then let it retrace and catch it again. I might just, if I get along and it breaks the support of a descending wedge, just let it climb, just raise my stop loss a little bit and just let it go and just see how far as it goes, and just keep moving my stop loss rather than trying to be too clever with the way I trade it. So maybe that's a lesson learned for me, or maybe that's just the way this particular pair operates. It doesn't really do too many pullbacks or retracements. It just kind of blows up when it wants to blow up. So I was right in this trade, so which was good, but I made a little when I could have made a lot. So learning curve for me. And Euro US dollar, this one was a great trade as well. I called it. I said it was going to break out to the upside and then come. I was actually hoping it was going to go all the way to here, and it still can, to be honest, to 1596, something like that. I still think it's still got more upside, but as it stands, I took a long and then I exited around here. So I took a long, exited around here. The reason why I took that long, if you watch my last video, I went into like real depth about it, but the short answer is that this is a cup and handle. So when you see a cup and handle, you go cup, handle. So when it's around here, I knew that I was going to carry on climbing. And then also you had this line of resistance here, so I thought it was going to at least test this line. It hasn't done that yet. Doesn't mean it's not going to. And then also there was also this if you go on the daily, you can see there was this kind of resistance line here that's gone all the way down here. So I thought if it breaks out of that, then it's going to just keep climbing. So I still believe there's more upside to this. Yeah, mate, that's my life story, man. Even when I'm right, I still feel like I've been hard done by, because I didn't make the profit I should have made. But we move. So I believe this is going to keep going up. I still think it's going to eventually test this little square here, because if you look at the weekly, this is a resistance line that has been tested 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and why not test it a 5th time since it's going in that direction? Yeah, so MACD, RSI all telling us the same thing. I do not see why it wouldn't come back and eventually hit that, but we're looking at maybe this is the weekly chart, so it might take a couple of weeks. This could be September when it hits that, but I do think it's going to hit that eventually. So yeah. So yeah, 3 out of 4 got right in my predictions from last week's. So not too bad, 75%, not too shabby. Moving on, let's look at some new charts for this week. So if you have any suggestions of charts I need to break down, leave it in the comment section so that I can look into them, because I've got a pretty short list this week, so I can take some suggestions if anyone has some. I got right now. I'm going to look at New Zealand dollar. Where is it? Oh, USD, here it is. So New Zealand dollar USD. If you go down to the 4-hour chart, is it 4-hour chart? Yeah. So right now it looks like it doesn't look like it is a converging wedge, but I'm not getting caught out like I did last time. Converging wedge, I'm waiting for a breakout and a retest. I'm not gonna touch it on the breakout. I'm waiting for the retest. So actually, before we go to that, CAD, this one, I actually did the exact same thing here. It broke out, came back down, I caught on a retest, and then it just carried on climbing. But I could have made more out of this as well. This was a quintessential breakout and retest. So I'm hoping something like this happens on this one. So I want to break out, a retest, and then let's climb again, and I'll catch it on a retest. The retest will prove to me that this is really a bullish move. So I can either take a long, exit when it kind of loses momentum, let it sell off, and then take another long again on the retest and make it really tight. So I'm talking enter like here and set my stop loss like here. So you're risking basically next to nothing. and then you just let it rip, let it ride, see how long it lasts, and just walk away. That's 1 day, but you're 134 pips, and you're risking about what am I done? What's the ruler? You're risking about, imagine risking 20 pips and you're making 150. That's, what's that, like 7.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio? So that's really good. So that's the type of trades I'm looking for right now. So I'm really like high reward, low risk trades that you can pinpoint the swing. So given that EuroCAD has done something like this, and this is exactly what I've been looking for, I want to see that again with the New Zealand dollar USD. I want to see a breakout, hopefully to the upside. So that, look at EuroCAD, kind of like that as well. I want to see a breakout to the upside or the downside. I don't care, as long as there's a breakout. And I want to really capitalize off of that. So either capitalize off of the breakout itself, or and then capitalize and then exit and then capitalize again off of the retest. So that's the plan. I'm just waiting. Whichever way it goes, that's the way I'm gonna. But I'm gonna really see the breakout. I'm not gonna just preempt it like I normally do and make silly mistakes. So I'm just gonna wait, and then when the time's right, if it breaks out to the downside, take a long, exit my long, let it retest, and when it retests on the line, I enter and I set a really tight stop loss, and then just walk away and let it carry on moving. And hopefully we just kind of and I'm not even gonna set a limit. I'm just gonna let it keep riding and then just keep moving my stop loss, and whenever it decides to reverse, that's where it reverses. I don't care, but I'm just gonna keep moving my stop loss, because when I set limit, sometimes I shortchange myself with the profit I can make. So I'm just gonna just move my stop loss into the green territory. So then it's just a matter of, am I gonna make a little or am I gonna make a lot, rather than do you know what I mean? Rather than setting a limit. So that's the strategy I've got for New Zealand USD, and that's just off the back of what I saw here. It's kind of similar shape. Well, not that one. Which one did I say? That one? No, it's not that one. The forgotten already. Where was it? My memory's bad, you know. Where was it? No, I can't even remember. What was the one that just hit? It was on Euro JPY, Euro GB pound. Mate, I don't know where it's gone. Okay, I don't know. Mate, I have to reverse this video, rewind this video after I play it. Which one was the one I was just talking about? Anyway, and New Zealand dollar USD. Yeah, that's the play I want to make. I want to see if it breaks out of this channel in some way. I want to look at, if we look at the hourly, the 4 hour, the daily chart doesn't really give us much info on which direction it could potentially break out to. So you just have to wait, and I'm just gonna have to wait it out and be patient. Yeah, there's not really much information that's no information. So yeah, just gonna have to wait it out. Another one is another good one is the DX. So the DX is the dollar basket, and what that does is that I'm not actually going to trade it, but it gives us a little bit of insight into how the dollar is moving, and that can dictate how we trade some of the pairs that have the dollar in it. If the dollar is really weak, then it can give us insight into maybe taking positions that take advantage of the weakness in the dollar and compare it to other pairs, if that makes sense. So if we go down into the 2 hour chart, it's just been selling off, because this was like a wedge, but it was like kind of like a wedge that broke out to the downside. But now I think like it's found support, because it's found support here on this line, so it could potentially reverse. So you just need to watch out for that. If it reverses, then you got to trade accordingly. But if it breaks through, then maybe it will continue selling off. So I'm going to set an alert on this line, just to see what happens with the dollar. If it continues to sell off, then that means that pairs where it's like, for example, Euro US dollar, it will play into the hands of the fact that if the US dollar carries on getting weak, then the euro relative to the US dollar can carry on climbing, and that just falls into line with this idea that I have of going long on the Euro US dollar. Then we got gold, spot gold. Now I like gold, but gold's a bit of a weird one, because when it'll do what you want it to do, but then it'll do it in some weird fashion, and I don't like that. I like clean patterns. So like, for example, gold looks like it's climbing, but it wouldn't do the normal thing of just like the normal thing for normal stock or commodity or whatever to do would just be to like climb, retrace, and then go up. But nah, gold's not like that. It'll climb, it'll create like a little support resistance, then it'll break out, and then it'll come back down, and it'll... So I don't like I like the way it does that. Obviously it has key levels that it's like respecting, like here for example. Let me Eurocad, thank you Eurocad. That was the one. Thank you, Eurocad, sitting there in front of my face. Yeah, exactly. So Eurocad. So this is what I want to see. I want to see a pull out, reverse skirt, pull up, reverse skirt. If you know what I'm talking about, then if you don't get it, then whatever. But like, yeah, I want it to do that. So that's what I was talking about. But anyway, I moved on to gold. Gold is very unpredictable. It's predictable, but it just, the movements it makes in the shorter time frames are very unpredictable. But in the long run, it kind of does what, like, if you know how it moves, then yeah, gold's kind of mad, isn't it? Because it just breaks pattern all the time. That's why if you want to trade it, you have to, I personally think you have to just trade it on longer time frames, because it does too many crazy stuff to like, look at that. This is not something I want to trade really, like all of these stuff. Like obviously it's got key levels. Like if you want to, you have to break it down. Like for example, let me give you an example. You have to do all this level stuff if you want to trade gold. So like you'd have to be like, okay, so this was a key level. As you can see, there's a lot of price action built up there. So here would be where you'd retest the long. So you'd enter market order longs around here, knowing that this is like a support zone. So you'd want to, like, if I put an order here, it may not get filled, but if I know that if it got filled, it'd climb up again, that type of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about that's how you have to trade gold, as opposed to trying to get pinpoint accuracy trades. You have to give little zone areas based off of where price action is accumulated, and then maybe place limit orders in areas, and so that it can bounce off that area and climb. So the way I'd play it was like so I'd place out order here in the hopes that price would come back down, execute, and then climb again, and then I'd take my profits out, because it's done it once, twice, thrice, fourth, fifth. Do you know what I mean? And if it doesn't get executed, just close it out. So that's how I would play gold, but I don't really want to trade it because, as I said, look at it, it's too wild. There's other pairs, there's other commodities pairs, whatever, that acts more consistently, does what you expect it to do. Sorry, I got hiccups. So yeah, I haven't really got much more I want to talk about really. Like my main one was a New Zealand dollar USD. I don't really have many other charts I'm looking at right now. So yeah, I think I'm going to make this one a short one, to be honest, short and sweet. That's the only one I'm really looking at right now. I'm sure that will change as the week progresses in terms of equities. I mean, in terms of forex pairs. I'm when it comes to GB, Great Britain pound, Japanese yen. This one, this one I'm looking at as well, because on the 4-hour chart, it looked to me like this is a converging wedge as well. On the long scale, it's converging wedge. So, and then there's this line here that's been respected as well. This dotted line has been respected as well. So what I saw was that it's been coming up, come down, come up, come down, come up, come down. So I don't know if it's going to make its way all the way back up to this resistance line, but I know that it will probably make it up to this dotted line, because it's hit it a couple of times before, it's tested it before. So the way I see it is that price has gone up, and then it's made this kind of like a bull flag. So it's kind of like made a little bull flag, and I believe it's going to break up to the upside as well here. So I don't know if it's going to go all the way through and break through to this side. So that's too speculative for me. So the conservative trade would be to, would be just to go there, and then maybe it can go there. But I'd take a long, let it go there, and then exit my position. So that's what I'm looking at, because this looks like a bull flag to me. It's kind of come up, made like a channel pattern going down, and it looks like it's going to retest this place to go back up and hit this area for like a short for a green trade. Is it better to trade futures or CFDs? Bought platinum October futures, never bought futures before. Futures or CFD? Honestly, I don't know. CFDs, the main reason for CFDs is if you want to get access to equities or that you probably can't in your region or whatever, because CFDs still have the same tax implications as stocks. The only main difference between CFDs and stocks is that CFDs are leveraged. So if you want to have access to leverage, then you use CFDs. But for the most part, it's like a 1-to-1 parity to the way the stocks move. So that's the only real difference I see with just buying futures and buying normal stocks. I mean, buying normal shares and buying normal stocks. I don't know really. Honestly, it kind of depends on what you're trying to do. That sounds like a cop out, doesn't it? Me saying that. Yeah, just depends. I said, yeah, CFDs for leverage, futures it's just for holding positions maybe a little bit longer than you want to, without incurring the cost of spread fees or overnight fees and stuff like that. So the spread's a little bit bigger, but then you wouldn't have to pay like crazy overnight fees. So that's the difference. Once you understand what the two are, then you can decide which one's better for you, because it's not for me to say which one's better. I can just tell you what each of them do, and then you can kind of make your decision on which one's better. Does that make sense? If not, maybe it might deserve a video. Let me know. But yeah, so that's okay. So that's it. There's two I'm watching right now. Okay, so I want to highlight this. I highlight purple the ones that I'm looking at actively, and the ones in yellow are the ones that I'm like kind of looking at, but not really. So right now it's GBPJPY, because this looks like a bull flag that's going to break out to the upside, and the other one is this one. New Zealand dollar USD, because it's like a converging wedge right now. So these are the two. Why are you laughing, you? These are the two that I'm looking at right now, and I'm always looking at DAX. Obviously, DAX I think is still bullish, but I don't know if I think it might be due a retracement before it carries on climbing. But we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, it's Any, aka the Noctrader, signing out.